I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
You won't be every Thursday. I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now.
Happy Thursday. And for those of you who honor Independence Day, happy Independence Day. I needed to do a little bit of brushing up on my history. I know that it's the day that we signed the Declaration of Independence, but I wanted to know all that's attached to it because we get so used to this is a day that we have off of work and we plan our cookouts and we forget the significance that this day holds for the freedom of the United States of America. So I am so excited. Again, I'm wishing each and every one of you happy Independence Day. It is my heart's desire that this moment finds you well, it finds you healthy, it finds you in a place of gratitude. Welcome to the Lady Nakia Wright Show, a life reimagined. Thank you for joining us on the journey. Each Thursday, I have looked forward to coming before you, sharing the sentiments of my heart in hopes to in simplest terms, in hopes of providing an answer in the earth. It has been my joy that you have joined the journey. Each week, we're picking up more followers. Please share this with your social media audience. Share this with your friends. Do a group text message. This is the only time where group text messages are permitted. Do a group text message. Let them know that it's 8 o'clock p.m. The Lady Nakia Wright Show is on. And to please join us. We are having a great show today. We're having my sissy. She's with me today. Her name is Pastor Dawn Harvey, a.k.a. Dawn Harvey, a.k.a. Lady Harvey, a.k.a. Dr. Harvey, whoever you know her by. She's been here on our show before. She's a wealth of information. She has a heart for God's people, and I truly adore her. Today, we're discussing a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and it's called love. Love is such a powerful emotion. I can recall a time in life where I didn't know what love was. To me, love was confusion, chaotic, abuse. And it wasn't anything that I desired or wanted. And now that I've found love in its purest form, I see how strong it is, how powerful it is, what a seed it grows, and that the capacity of love is endless. When I talk about it, oh my goodness, the lights come on. I am committed to the cause, and it is my sentiments to say, let's make America great again through love. So tonight is going to be off the chain. We also have comedian Tanya Lewis. Yay! If you don't follow her on social media, by the end of the show tonight, you'll be following her. I believe that laughter heals, and she is such a wealth of ministry. Not only does she bring laughter, but her voice brings peace in the earth. And I am great. I am excited. I'm grateful that she's here tonight. So you'll hear all that she has coming up. You'll hear all that she's done, and you'll get a sneak peek of what it is that has drawn me to her. She's such a sweetheart. So I'm going to just take a quick 20-second break. Invite all of your family, all of your friends. This is the one time you get to talk to your enemies. Tell them I'm on. By the time we end this show, it's going to be love and peace throughout the land. 20 seconds. We'll be right back.
I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m. you won't be every Thursday. I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now.
Welcome back to the Lady Nakia Wright Show. Boom, boom, boom. A life reimagined. I'm here with Pastor Don Harvey, and we are brightening up your screens. Don't we look good with all these colors on? Yes. My duster is Alice and Olivia. And if you're familiar with her, you know her price points. So I love doing inspired looks. And Lady Harvey is actually wearing a Just Right duster. That's Alice and Olivia inspired. So if you're looking at this broadcast and you want to purchase this duster, DM me, because let me tell you something. It is a necessary piece to your wardrobe. Well, I know that y'all see me on social media and y'all be like, Lady Wright has that duster on again. I sure do. I got all of them and I wear them all the time. These are my go-to pieces. I love them, but check out this Just Right duster. It's a necessary piece to your collection. Yes. And Lady Harvey is wearing it well.
Thank you, beautiful.
Yes, welcome.
Always
It's
good
good
to see you.
to see you.
That's so awesome.
Man, I'm so excited about what we're talking about tonight. I believe, and please excuse me, I am a bit nasal tonight because I am recovering from the flu. So my eyes are a bit glassy and my voice sounding a little nasal, but please let's work through it. Recovery is here. I'm outside. I came outside like I broke out of jail. I ran like, Lady Wright,
Absolutely.
why are you running to the car?
Great.
Because I'm so excited to be outside. I don't know what to do. Thank you for joining us on the Lady Nakia Wright Show, Pastor Harvey. I call it a life reimagined because both of us are living lives that we could not even imagine to live. God has granted us a second chance at life, and we are not going to disappoint him for choosing us.
We are not going to disappoint him.
Yes. And we together, I'm so grateful for this, together, as many of you probably already know, we wrote a book about love, and it's called Inspired by Love. And I was telling them prior to you coming on, Lady Harvey, that love is something that I had. The definition of what I have of love now is not what I've had in times past. Growing up, I was not the child who always believed in love and the hopeless romantic. I was the one who love was attached to, we love because together we can live a successful life. Love was attached, like I said before, to chaos, abuse. To me, when I looked at love, it was a painful emotion. It wasn't what I know it now to be so pure, so full of life, so full of hope, so full of possibility. And now that God has shown me what true love is, to pen it on paper was truly an honor. So thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. It was just a joy to watch you walk what you teach.
Amen.
And that just blessed me. And I wanted people to have a real encounter, not just information, but an experience with someone who had to walk it out.
Amen.
So thank you for being a part of it.
Yes. Listen, it's a read that no matter where you find yourself, it is something that I believe that you can read over and over again because there's so many topics in the book. Again, the book that we're discussing today is Inspired by Love. It's a collaboration headed by Lady Dawn Harvey. I'm going to call her Lady, Doctor, Pastor, everything in this next 45 minutes.
I don't know what she's
because
trying to do to me.
I always call her Lady, but
it's like, you're blocking my marriage. People think I'm somebody's first lady. She don't care.
Oh my
She don't
goodness.
care.
So listen, Dr. Harvey
I don't care at this point.
invited, how about that? Dr. Harvey invited some phenomenal women together to pen the sentiments of their heart as it pertains to what love means for them. Whether it was something that they've experienced, what they're living, or a hopeful emotion. And I love this. I love this read. There are so many great nuggets in it, and love means something different to every person. When I think about love, I say this. I said, love is something that you risk it all
Yeah.
in hopes that it won't break you. But in the event that you are broken, love is so powerful that you will have the strength and the courage to get up enough hope to love again.
Amen.
I mean, I just,
Yeah.
it's one of those topics that you can, it's a never ending story.
Yeah.
And when you start talking about it, everything in you just comes alive.
It does. It resolves so many things in your life.
Oh my
it
goodness.
Really does.
And it plants a seed that offers limitless possibilities.
Yeah.
I think love is the strongest emotion because of the residual effects of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. So I do want to discuss the specifics in this book because they are so good. Okay. The contents of the book was help meet I don't think so. You are enough. Learning to love. Now that right there was so good to me because like I said, before I had an encounter with Christ, my look of love, had my husband married me before I knew what love was, I would have damaged him because I didn't know what love was. And oftentimes we love based off of where we are in life and we don't have the totality of it. So there are legacies attached to our name and our love because at the time that's all we knew.
I equate it to levels of maturity. When you were 21 years old, you made 21-year-old decisions with the wisdom of a 21-year-old. When you turned 30, you made decisions at 30 with the wisdom of a 30-year-old. There are things that we would not do at our age now.
Oh my goodness.
That we didn't even think twice about when we were 19.
Yes.
And so it's just we constantly evolve and become better and grow and turn things around and change things. And I think that love gives you the strength to keep going because life will come against you, depression can come against you, debt can come against you. But the one thing that people can't take away from you, if you put it in your heart and you commit to it, is love. They can't steal it from you. They can't rob you. They can't cut it out of you. You can use it to revisit any area of your life and change all over again.
That's so good.
Yeah.
When I look at all of the emotions that we go through in our life, I wage a war against anger.
Yeah.
Because anger is such a powerful emotion. It will steal the purity of love from you. So whenever I feel myself in a point of almost rage because I'm so angry, I be like, oh no, you the enemy. I rebuke you right now because you will not have power over the purest thing that I possess.
Yeah. And the thing that keeps us going. And so many times life comes against the promise that love develops for us, meaning that love can cause you to bounce back from a circumstance when pity could cause you to stay in that place. And so it's important for us to understand that love is like gas in your engine. It'll make you get up when you don't feel like getting up. It'll make you go when you don't feel like. It'll make you love somebody else that you know has hurt you. Love is just such a tool of fuel that you can use to be transparent and have, just imagine being transparent after you've been broken. The first thing you do after you've been broken is you go into a shell. But love says, try again. Yes. Love says, don't trust them, trust God.
Yes.
And it works out for us.
It's so good. Let me tell you something. Lady. It takes courage to love. It takes courage to love. Woo, learning to love. That's what we stopped at. Praying for your spouse. Let me tell you something. You cannot be in commitment. You cannot be in covenant. And there is no prayer life. Your prayer life is the foundation of what makes relationships work. Whether it's marriage, whether it's friends, whether it's your mother, whether it's your sister. Prayer is the foundation of any and every relationship.
It is.
The right kind of love. Yes. Okay. Shameless plug.
That's her chapter.
That's my
WRIGHT.
Yes.
Yes.
When you've gone through life and I've had to walk out my own choices, to be chosen and to experience life in the manner that I'm able to walk it out today, I mean, I am one grateful somebody. And I am living proof that you should give people second chances.
My God.
Because if people judge me based off of my 19-year-old self, my 20-year-old self, I would have never been offered a second chance. I thank God for recovery. I thank God for the capacity to be able to live a life that I don't deserve. And because, listen, you can be a victim to your own choices all the days of your life. And you can abort happiness by your own choices. I am so grateful that I choose happiness every day that I wake up.
Every day.
And it's, listen, I am not even going to fool you to say that every day is easy. Some days it's a tedious task, but don't give yourself options.
Right. It's a decision.
Yes.
You know, we get to decide how we feel. I always say you get to choose how to use what happens to you. You can't choose what happens. You know, you can't call somebody to be integral. You can't call somebody to handle you with care. You can't call someone to be loving, but you get to choose how you use how they handle you. So if they mishandle you, you can use it as a lesson. If you find yourself in a bad place, you can use it as a way to redevelop in that particular area. You get to choose how much you let something devastate you.
Yes.
And we get to make a choice about that. And so we get to choose how we feel. You have to choose to be happy. You have to choose to love again. And I'm telling you, I'm a witness that I have all the reasons in the world not to trust love, but I trust God more than I trust the reasons that would come against it.
Yes.
So
I'm going to bang this bell so hard. Oh, that's so good to me.
I love her.
It's a great segue into one of the chapters of the book, Overcoming the Stronghold of Depression.
Our late dear Dr. Regina Randolph Davis, she went home to be with the Lord a couple of months ago. This was her last book project, and we are so blessed that God allowed us to be a part of her end days, not even knowing, we didn't even know she was sick. And so we're thankful that she made a deposit into this. God is so strategic into this project, and that you'll be able to take advantage of the nuggets that she puts in the book.
That's good. And the last chapter, The Strength to Love Again.
That would be mine.
Yes!
Listen, you need all kind of muscle. You need supernatural muscle. You need spiritual muscle, because, you know, one of the things about love is an ebb and flow throughout the earth. It's the one common denominator that unites people, but it's also one of the common denominators that rips people apart.
Yes.
And so when we look at that, there are people, you know, babies, the first thing that they do is they cry for affection when they're born. They say recognition, men die for it, babies cry for it. And so just having the opportunity to make love a positive experience, that's what inspired me to write the book, because I had gone through so many challenges, and I'm watching people like Dr. Nakia Wright. I'm watching people like Dr. Regina Randolph Davis, Elder Angela Thornton, Pastor Vonda Taplin, and Elder Diane, and who else? Am I missing somebody?
Terry.
And Pastor Terry.
Mm-hmm.
And so Terry Barnes. And so I'm watching them be authentic in their life. And I'm a firm believer that we can shorten people's learning curve by giving them the tools that we use to overcome the things that come against who we are. So that's why Inspired by Love is here. I think that God can help us live any type of life we want, that you can build your life by design, that you can recreate your life over and over again in 12 months. You can literally, you will not live in the same place. You won't have the same phone number. You won't have the same friends. You won't drive the same car. I've done it over and over again with countless women all over the United States. So I know that there has to be a driving force, because we're not that good. And it's the love of God getting behind us and pushing us through opposition so that we can get back on track.
That's so good. The one thing that I learned through my walk, that it's impossible to love without the love of Christ. If you do not know him in an authentic way, if you don't know him in the depths of your soul, that love is something that you will only see, you'll never experience.
My God.
And that is the one thing that has changed my whole perspective about what love is, the magnitude of it, how it impacts, how it strengthens, how it builds, how it keeps.
Yeah.
And I'll just say this to you, whether you're at the gathering at Forestville, 7001 Belts Drive in Forestville, Maryland on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock, or Destiny Christian Center at, what's your address?
6715 Suitland Road, Morningside, Maryland, 20746, 10 a.m. service, 7 p.m. Bible study on Wednesdays.
These are how you do plugs.
Shameless.
Whether you're at either one of these houses or wherever God has planted your heart to be committed to where he put you. Allow the Lord to show you something in life that nobody else can. He will put something inside. You will discover that he lives in you, and you will spend your whole life trying to get what he put in you out. And let me tell you something, love is a magnet.
Yes,
We can change the earth if we just utilize what's already in us.
Yeah.
But in order for us to do this, you have to know that it's in you, and you have to want it.
Yeah.
Look, love is something that people will reject. And listen,
Because it's dangerous.
it is so.
Love makes you vulnerable.
It takes away your control. Don't nobody want to give up control.
And it puts you in a position where you have to trust what you know more than how you feel. My God. And so love, it appears dangerous because it makes you vulnerable to the issues that other people might have that you have to be subject to prove your love.
That is so good.
It's a hard thing, but I promise you there's a reward in the work.
It is a reward. And let me tell you something. It gets us back to who we were created to be. A lady is created to be silk and lace. We're created to be nurturers. We are created. We produce life. So in order to produce life, you have to give life. You have to offer life. And sometimes life gets so hard. My husband has an excellent explanation for life, and I did not acknowledge him at the beginning of the broadcast. Please forgive me. I have one of the greatest men that ever walked this earth, who stands behind me, who is my biggest cheerleader, who on many days he is my reason and my driving force, and that is Donald Wright. Sir, I love you. I thank you. I appreciate you, and you are one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me, and I could not imagine my life without you. Thank you.
That's love.
That's love. Oh, what's the next line? We got another one?
I don't know. That's all I got. That's
all I got. Yes, just break out in a song that you can't even make up. But I just say this, I'm grateful for the work that we did and Inspired by Love, and I do want to get into dive in some of the pages to discuss it. But one of the things that I love about love is that it takes you in places that you can never imagine. It gives you joy, unspeakable joy. It gives you laughter. It gives you so many things to look forward to waking up to the next day. And one of the ladies that I love so very much is in the studio today, and her name is Tanya Lewis. And I want to do something a little different. I want to break up our segment just a little bit and bring Tanya on to join us to talk about her show, to talk about what she has coming up, and allow her to join us in the conversation about love. So if you would just give us 20 seconds, we'll be right back, and you'll have myself, Dr. Harvey, and Tanya Lewis on the platform. Yes!
I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now. I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Start with
Welcome. Yes. Welcome back to the Lady Nakia Wright Show, a life reimagined. Happy Independence Day. Thank you for taking a break from your cookouts to sit down. I hope that you got all the family around joining us for this next 30 minutes as we dive into a conversation that I'm so passionate about, and it's love. There's no emotion that's greater. I truly believe that we can make America great again if we just all love. Joining me today, if you've joined our first half of the segment, you know that Pastor Don Harvey has been here. We're discussing our recent literary work called Inspired by Love. It's actually not recent now. It's been out for a while, but because it's a year?
August? September.
It's been a year. Wow. It's a literary work that's so fresh. It just feels like it'll never get old. It'll never go stale. So it'll probably always be new to me. Just like my marriage, I'm going to be forever a newlywed. I don't care. Even though we're celebrating 6 years this year. Yes. In 15 years, I'm still going to be a newlywed. And also joining us, I have the pleasure of and the honor of worshiping with her. We have the comedian Tanya Lewis. Yay. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
I'm excited. She has such a great personality. Her humor never stops. It's unpredictable, and it makes who she is great. It's a ministry that's so needed. Oftentimes, life has a way of snatching our laughter and taking our smiles, and she was born for such a time as this to give us some laughter, to give us some joy, and she does it without effort each and every day. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, and what you got going on, Lady Lewis.
Well, like you said, comedian Tanya Lewis. What I have upgoing is DMV's Got Talent, because I do comedy full time. And
can I come and do a singing spot?
You do have your own mic that you bring to church.
Know.
So come on out. It is the opportunity for people that's scared or don't know how they can showcase their gifts. So I give them that opportunity to come out and do what you do.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that.
DMV Talent, come on. Is it a prize? Am I going to win? Because, I got vocals.
Yeah, we can get you a prize.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So tell us more about it. What is it? When is it going to take place? Who you have coming?
I have Sister Cantaloupe. She's been around for years. She's hilarious. We're actually on tour together. So it's August 31st at Healing Heart Ministries in Clinton, Maryland.
August 31st, Healing Heart Ministries in Clinton, Maryland. If you're interested in going, you can go to Tanya's social media pages. How do they reach you, Tanya?
Comedian Tanya Lewis. Everything else is Anointed to Laugh, anointed with one N and the number 2.
Anointed to Laugh. Follow her pages, find out what she has going on, and let's show up and show out. Let's pack the place out on August the 31st. How did you even come about being a comedian?
Well, I went to this Live Your Dreams event, Pastor Shun Strickland in Arkansas. Missed like 2 planes. I went through a lot to get to this. So she had this exercise. What is the thing that people think you're good at? That's what you should be doing. And everybody in the room was like, girl, you need to be a comedian. So I was like, girl, if I get like 500 comments, I threw this big number out there, then I'll do it. I got about 1,000 comments. I'm like, girl, you need to inspire people. You need to do comedy. And I still was like, I don't know what, write no jokes. I ain't getting up in front of people. And so I was sitting at home on Craigslist, and I saw this advertisement that said, showcase your Christian talent. And it's like I heard God like right beside me, like, tell them you're a Christian comedian. And I'm sitting here thinking like, I'm trying to be a Christian right now, so I'm a Christian comedian. So I responded like, okay, I'm a Christian comedian. I get a response back, and they tell me, well, we looking for a Christian comedian. I was like, well, here I am, and all this. Then I'm sitting there like, what did I get myself into? So I get to the event. First of all, somebody from my church. So I'm like, oh my God, everybody from my church gonna be there. This is a setup. I get to the spot. I see everybody from my church in there, in lights, Christian comedian Tanya Lewis. So at this point, I'm like, maybe if I walk out, nobody will see me. I was going to bawl. I was going to roll out. I was like, oh, my God. So somebody saw me. And I was like, come on. I was like, oh, my God. So I can't leave at this point. So I get on stage. I was like, look, God told me I was going to bring laughter to the kingdom. If I mess up, blame him because this was my idea. So I got up there, and then I pulled this piece of paper out of this song I wrote. I just improv the whole night, just looking in the audience like I had a Bluetooth on with God. He telling me what to say and all of this. I got a standing ovation.
Yeah.
And Yes. And when I got off the stage, I was like, "Who? I ain't never doing this again." And this woman walked up to me and she said, "I'll give you $500 if you do comedy at my event." And I'm sitting there like, $500? That was a lot of money to me. I was like, $500 to do this again? I was like, all right. So I did her event. And I was like, oh, I never do this again. Because you talking about nervous. I was so nervous. And the people looking at me, and I'm like, oh, my God. And it's been going on since then. 7 years this year.
Yes. I think that I don't even. How did I meet you? I met you through
I can
Pastor
tell
Harvey.
you, yes. Let me tell you. Whew,
Oh,
Lord,
my
she had
goodness.
Bishop
Marvin
Sapp
Sapp.
at her church, yes, and he came and touched me. Oh my God. And I loved her ever since. I was like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. So that's how I met her. And so then I went back to her church. And I kept going, something just kept drawing me. And God was like, you going to go to this church. And I was like, I don't know these people, because at this time, I'm under a different church. And I'm like, I've been at my church for 9 years. I'm not leaving this church. I don't know these people. And so I was sitting at home, and God was like, what did I tell you to do? And he kept on worrying me, like, you supposed to join this church. And I was like, I don't know them. So he kept on worrying me. So I joined the church, right? And I still was scared. I'm like, oh my God. So I joined the church. I didn't go back for like 2 weeks after that. I was like,
Tell them why you didn't go back. She didn't come back until 3 weeks later, because when she came,
they was on the fast.
we were doing a 21-day fast, and she was like, "Oh, I'll see y'all after this fast is over." Yes, and she did not come back till after this fast was over. She's so out of order. She was like, "I'm gonna go back to my old church for a minute, because they don't fast till January, so I won't be fully committed until January."
You got set up.
So out of order.
No warning or nothing. I was like, then they had hours. I wasn't used to no hours. So I was like, well, I would fast from 12 midnight to 8 in the morning. Since you want to have some hours over here. And talking about liquid only. I said, Lord, they trying to kill me, but it's been a blessing since I've been there. He ain't playing. I was like, Lord.
When it comes to that consecration.
No, he does not play. And this is hilarious, because she started sewing into the ministry. And I think she probably said this on a Sunday morning. She was like, oh, sewing in this ministry is like playing the lottery. Every time I sew, God just keep blessing me with more and more. I was like, this girl, no, sewing in this ministry is better than Vegas.
Yeah.
Because every time I sew, God blesses me with more and more. It's great for people to say how fertile the ground is that you come to appreciate. You know, we've tilled and tilled until God has done. It's no more of us. It's just Him. So it's grateful that somebody new can come in and see all of the benefits that are in our house. So that is a compliment that words won't even ever be able to edify.
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
I love Dr. Dawn as well. I went to an event.
Oh, God.
And I know God had told me to write a book. And she was like, she's a publisher. And I remember looking at her, it's like, I don't know nothing about her. It's for her to put all my stuff in no book. I don't even know who she is. That's my first reaction when I was like, I don't know them. Like, all right. And she got up and spoke, and I was like, oh, wow, that's the woman at the table. So I was like, oh. And we've been great friends since. She published my book. I can call her for anything. I call crying. I mean, I love Dr. Dawn. Yes.
Listen,
I
have the same. She is a walking example of what love is in the earth.
Yes.
Like, if you are broken, if you are wounded, and you have given up on what love is, Lady Harvey will resurrect that thing inside of you and make you believe in the impossible again. I mean, that's just who you are. And I'm grateful that God allowed you to come into my life. And we met after I bullied my way into dinner. I did. I heard the dinner was happening.
I want to get the people some money right now.
Yes, I heard they were having a dinner. I was like, oh, I'm coming. Where is it? I don't care if y'all don't have enough. And I'm bringing my daughter. We coming. I'm not taking a no for an answer. And at that table, she sat on one side of the table and I was on the other. And it was as if at times it was just her and I there. I mean, we clicked right
Instantly.
away. And it's just to see what God can do with open hearts. I am a firm believer that you can meet somebody for the first day and they never felt like a stranger. Yeah. She never felt like a stranger to me.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful. How many years has it been?
4 now?
4 years.
We have an anniversary.
A
friend-iversary.
A friend-iversary.
We're gonna
Wood
start
My
that.
Grill, here we come, because that's what we
Yes,
did.
friend-iversary.
And you can tell her anything, because I mean, I done told her some stuff. It was like, after I tell God, I can tell her, and she still love you. I'm like, look, I
love
did
her,
this,
and you'll never hear it again.
Listen,
that.
I would have never known.
Yeah.
That's a rare
is.
quality. Those are things that love birth, and And one of the things that we do, and we chip away at the purity of love, is, when somebody confide in us, we also have the person that we confide in, and it's like a compounding effect. You never know who they confide in. So let me tell you something. When I'm buried, it's gonna be a lot of secrets buried with me, because I don't ever want what was done to me, the thing that hurt me the most. That when you hear your secrets again, it's bad enough when you get the courage to tell somebody. Then when you hear it again, it's like you have to relive the pain all over again. I never want anybody to do that, and I appreciate the fact. I would never want to do that to me, because I know someone else, because I know what it feels like. And I appreciate the fact that you've established yourself as a safe place. And that's why it was so inspired by love. It's just who you are.
Amen.
So I'm grateful for the work.
And I'd love to take credit for it, but I'm telling y'all, it's God, because I know what it's like to have messed up and not have anywhere to go. I know what it's like to have to recover publicly. It's one thing to be hurt publicly. It's another thing to have public recovery, where people got to watch you get back on your feet, and half the time they're counting you out.
What?
And I never wanted to become what I despised. I never wanted to become somebody else's heartbreak. And so, inspired by love, that's why I chose the particular individuals in the chapters, because there is something about living out the love of God in the earth that not only blesses you, but the other people. And I care about, and I tell my daughter this, and I tell, what kind of woman do you want to be? That really, people don't determine what kind of woman you are. Emotions might try to get you to say, I'm like this because I was molested as a child. Well, I was molested and I'm still loving. I'm like this because my husband beat me. Well, I was beat in my first marriage and I'm still loving. I was terminally ill and I had to fight for my life. So, I just feel like God let me down. Well, I had brain, lung, and uterine cancer and I'm still loving. And so you get to choose how you use what happens to you. And I decided I was going to be the kind of woman that repaired damage instead of created damage.
Yeah.
And I don't always get it right. Listen, but I just strive every day to get it better. And if I make a mistake or something happens, I just repent and start over, because one of the things that we do most often when we are struggling, especially in our love walk, is we give up and we digress to the last comfortable stage that we were in. But I learned something from Amazon that I've never forgotten. If you all think back, I don't know if you've always shopped online, but I worked from home for 17 years, so I've always shopped online. Amazon's boxes in the very beginning were raggedy, tore up. I'm from the country. We say raggedy. Adults and people that don't go to public school say tore up. But either way, the boxes were bad. They were very inexpensive. The tape was cheap. And half the time they gave you the generic of whatever you bought. You bought a Spider-Man, it was a fake Spider-Man. It was like a startup company. But he never quit. Now you can get your prescriptions all in a pill pack from a company that started out shipping Spider-Man dolls. Like, he owns Whole Foods, $13.8 billion.
He by himself single-handedly is canceling out stores. Stores are closing and filing bankruptcy because he never quit.
And so, yes, God. And so, so it just taught me that no matter what mistake I make, even if I get something wrong with a person, if I get something wrong in a conversation, repent and start over. Don't digress to the last comfortable state, because that'll be the best life you ever live.
That's so good. And you have to realize that perfection doesn't exist. If you are walking, if you're talking, if you're breathing, you're going to do something that unintentionally will hurt somebody somehow. But listen, communication is key. In love, communication is necessary. Communicate, take accountability, and listen. There is something on the other side of pain that if you don't give up, it'll be worth the journey. I promise you, I am living proof that there is love on the other side of pain, and that there is a happily ever after attached to your life if you just don't give up. You have to remember that loving and happiness is a choice.
Yeah.
And you can find all of the reasons in the world to give up on it.
Yeah.
But there are more reasons why you should fight for it, why you should keep it, why you should walk in it than not.
Yeah.
And listen, that you can't be a punk in love, because love requires forgiveness. Love requires, and it may over and over and over again. And look, love never gives up. always wins. The Bible says love is patient, love is kind. I mean, it never gives up.
Never. Love is relentless.
Yes.
It's going to continue on and on. That's why when you care about people, and you know, even in ministry or not, when you care about people and you care about the impact you have on people, because there's intent versus impact. You intended a particular way, but based on what that person has been through, the impact is different. I'm the type of person where I cannot talk to you for 6 months. And if we're friends, we're the same friends we were in January and June.
Absolutely.
I don't need you to keep track of me in 6 months, every 2 weeks, to make sure that we're friends. But I have other people who have been damaged or haven't recovered from certain things that they need a weekly check-in. And neither one of them is right or wrong, because maybe I'm too sterile. Maybe they're too sensitive. You know, there's not a balance, but you have to find a way to love people where they are.
Yes.
And knowing that you keep coming back, you're going to keep being relentless in your love, and you're going to allow your love to move you forward in different areas. And the great thing about love is that what you extend to others, you might not get from them, because you're loving them as an example of what God wants them to have. But God will reward you for your obedience in love.
This is good.
Absolutely.
This is so good. And look, love tears down barriers. You may get rejected. Everybody may not receive your love the first time around. But if it's a God-ordained assignment, don't give up. Eventually, one day, your love is so strong, it'll tear down some of the strongest walls that people build up. I know that I had walls. And let me tell you something. I didn't want love because of what I thought love was. But this old skinny leg rib that called me Mrs. Wright, he broke that thing right on down, honey. Let me tell you something. He showed me a love I didn't know existed. But actually, it was birthed when I became a parent. When you give birth to a child, I remember laying in the bed with my daughter, and I said, God, I don't care what life offers. This child will never feel unloved. And the same thing with my man-child. When I gave birth to him, I said, if I am the only one, I might have cursed myself, I don't know. If I am the only one in his life, he will always know what love feels like. And my kids today are overly affectionate. They know what love is. Because, listen, it's a commitment. It's not an emotion. It's a commitment. One of the things I say in the book, I went right to my chapter, Inspired by Love, because it's a shameless plug and it's my show. So, hey, why not? I said this about love. I said, what does love mean to me? The only advice I can soundly offer and share is based off of my own personal experience and many days of research. My husband and I vow to be relevant answers in the earth. We are not the perfect couple. Does that even exist? Nor do we think we have all of the answers. Just because we are the rights does not mean we always right. That's so corny, but hey.
It is cute. When I read it, I was like, that is so cute. It is not corny. Don't listen to her.
But one of the things that I thought was really good, I said this. Through our imperfections, we have an opportunity to deposit answers in the earth. When you are ministry minded, you look for places you can deposit the wealth of experience that you have. So to me, love is a unique experience. Love is individual. It doesn't look the same in the same people. And what love means to me is each individual person create what love looks like to them. There's no, there are so many definitions and so many examples of love, but you walking it out is the biggest definition of showing what love is. I look at life today and I look at all of the hatred that's in the earth, and I'll be like, out of the clear blue, love can tear that down.
Yeah.
Love can overcome that. Love can conquer, because love always wins. So we just have to have like this love campaign. We could just start it from here on out.
Yeah.
And you never know what somebody goes through. So if you attempt love and it's rejected, don't give up. You never know what that other person is facing.
Absolutely.
But I think we should just start like hashtag love campaign.
Hashtag love campaign.
Because love always wins. It's undefeated.
Hashtag love always wins.
Yes, this is
do
it.
something.
Oh, that's gonna be part 2 of Inspired by Love.
We should do that. Really.
Yes, Tanya, I look at your ministry as a ministry that offers laughter. It breaks down walls. It tears down barriers. It offers a form of love in the earth. When you look at comedy and you look at how you affect people through your words, What do you feel at the end of the day when you look at, how do you feel about the gift that God placed in you?
Well, when I first started doing comedy, well, from the beginning, I always looked at it as ministry. A lot of people would be like, when you can perform, but I knew for me it was a ministry.
That's good.
And so that's what I knew I was called to do. And so I had people inbox me and say that they was on drugs or they been delivered. Lady was in the hospital listening to me and she got healed. I'm sitting here like, whoa, this is serious. So it was like God began to tell me, like as laughter it began to break like mass destruction. It was something that he gave me to change the world. So it's a weapon of mass destruction. Yeah.
Change the world, yeah. Change the world.
So I'm the doctor.
Yes! Come on, Dr. Lewis. I love it. That's the type of impact that hearts need. You know, I'm grateful for your yes. Your yes is, like you said, it's about deliverance, it's about change. It bridges. Your ministry bridges. So I'm grateful for it. And we're going to take a quick break. We're going to hear the last sentiments of Lady Harvey's heart. And we're going to just have Tanya do a couple of minutes of whatever she does the best.
Yes.
So bless the people today. So 20 seconds, we'll be right back.
I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
Welcome back to the Lady Nakia Wright Show, A Life Reimagined. This last 50 minutes have been so wonderful.
Yes.
I feel like we've discussed some great topics. I believe that we've touched some things that will penetrate a heart and start this love campaign that we're on. Hashtag love campaign. Join us on the journey. Lady Harvey, as we close out the Lady Nakia Wright Show, can you share just some final sentiments of your heart?
Yeah, I think I'm going to read the first paragraph of my chapter really quickly because I think it sums up a lot of what we spoke about. And it goes, there is a current that flows through the lives of all people. It precedes the first conversation ever spoken, and it is desired by all that breathe. It is the universal rhythm that flows in and out of every human being. It is the rhythm of love. The intent of it to some is healing, and the misuse of it destroys others. Love is more valuable than all encounters, and today we all pray that you discover unhindered love that keeps you and covers you.
Amen. So good. My guest also today was Tanya Lewis. She's actually going to close out the show today, so I'll just say to you, Happy Independence Day. Thank you for taking the time to join us on this evening. It is my heart's desire that something blessed your life. We're here each and every Thursday. I've enjoyed the journey. Thank you for taking it with me. And love is a powerful emotion. I just invite you. I encourage you. I challenge you. I am sending out a clarion call. Love wins. Amen. Let's spread it everywhere we go. We can make America great again. All we have to do is love.
Yes. And it's funny that you asked me to do that because I tell people all the time, they tell me a joke. I'm like, I'm not a clown. But with me, God always take the things that like I think hurt or whatever was embarrassing, and he makes it a blessing to the nation. So I just flew back in, and I'm rushing to get through the gate. First of all, they changed it. Before I could pack 16 ounces of lotion, and then now I can only pack 8. So they was like, throw the lotion in the trash. I was like, I ain't throwing this lotion in the trash. So I sat there and put all that lotion on at one time. So everybody was like, "You smell good," and I'm sitting there like, I got 16 ounces of lotion on. But as I'm rushing to get to the plane so I don't miss my flight, the lady, she pulled me over and she said, "You know, if you're pregnant, you can get on the plane, right? First." And I'm sitting there like, "Oh, I'm about to go off." But I was like, "I'm not." And then I was like, "Hold up, you mean to tell me if I'm pregnant, I can get on this plane first?" And so I was like, "Who am I to block her blessing?" You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Yes, honey." I put my hand on my back and I was like, "Yes." These twins have been getting on my nerves all day. And she was going to get all my business. She's like, "You having twins?" I was like, "Yes." And she's like, "What you gonna name them?" I was like, "Grace and Mercy." So I was like, "Thank you, Lord." So what we think the enemy meant for evil works out for our good. So I sure get to sit on the plane first now. Every time I fly, I'm gonna be wearing a big shirt.
You have just gotten a teaser of what is going to take place on August the 31st. Join Tanya on her DMV comedy tour. I might be a headliner. You never know. Go to her social media page, Anointed, the number 2, Laugh. Go to her page, get the tickets, invite your friends, make it a girls' night out. We'll see you next Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. and we'll see you on the 31st as we pack out DMV's Next Talent. Is that the name of it?
Got Talent.
DMV Got Talent. We'll see you the 31st. Have a blessed day. Bye.